Hey there, everybody. My name is Angelo. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. It's great to have you. If you're returning, welcome back. I am just recapping and kind of thinking of what I really want to talk about today. I don't really have a exact idea. I usually do, but today was kind of a mixed bag, not too crazy, and then a little wild at the end. But other than that, doing all right. And just wanted to keep you guys updated with everything related to work, health, fitness, my epilepsy, all that fun stuff. My job currently, I am a electrical mechanic, working on becoming a better electrician every single day, and it is going well and making a lot of progress. So if you want to follow along and just hear me kind of be like a talking head video type of thing, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It is free. It also hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new content. That's also free. So with that being said, let's get into it. Today was a interesting day for work, at least in my opinion. Started out, if you didn't know, first off, I work with my dad, so there's a little bit of agreement, but then also the father son dynamic that some people have when you have different opinions of how things should be done. And so that goes into work sometimes, but we're trying to figure it out as we go on just to get better. And it is getting better. We wind up chewing each other apart a little bit, but I will say that in the end we come back stronger, more in agreement, more on the same level than we were before, where one person was way up here and the other person all the way down here. Kind of bring everybody down to ground level and be able to understand what the other person is feeling and what they think and why their input is important regarding what we are doing. And just basic stuff like that. It's the same thing with customers. Certain customers think that their issue triumphs all other, I should say, not triumphs, but trumps all other issues, and therefore their stuff should be worked on now. And the problem is like that's not really how it works unless it's something that's an emergency and we have to drop everything and go to a completely different job site and then run it as an emergency call so that maybe somebody's like sewer plant is down or they have no power in their house, anything of that nature. Generators stop functioning. um, Multiple large circuits are tripping, things that are really atypical and don't generally, um, I guess, get picked up. Everybody wants them. People asking us to work on the weekends, and sometimes we do, but having people call us and say, "Oh, what about Saturday and Sunday?" And then I say, "Well, do you have any decency for the fact that I want to take a break because I'm busting my butt, working really really hard, physical labor, and it's not easy." And so that carries into today. Interesting story. Went to a client's house, and there is something about having to carry a 12-foot ladder past a Maybach. It's a little intimidating, considering that if you hit the Maybach, your salary just went down the drain, basically. Obviously, accidents happen on the job, but I have never heard of any accident like that, and I don't want to be the guy that finds out. So, really, just so those are some of the small stressors. People have money; they have things that are expensive and not easily replaceable unless you are willing to shell out a lot of money. So you have to be very careful where you work, very, very observant of everything at all times, and it can be stressful. And then other times we're outside and we're just digging in the dirt and kind of just making our own path. And so it depends on the environment of what we're working on. You know, we did landscape lighting the other day, and actually multiple days in we worked on that project, and that was a little bit more free flow, even though it was extremely hot outside. We had leniency as to where we could place a fixture compared to, because you're sticking in the dirt compared to someone's ceiling. You don't have leniency as to where we can kind of put this fixture, because once you cut that hole is there. And that fixture is usually, now that how they make them, if you're getting something that's like a wafer light that just holds in with the little clips, that hole is the size of the back of whatever you have. So you have to be much more precise, much more certain, and so does the customer. But yeah, today was pretty wild. Took a light bulb out on the 12-foot ladder inside of a gym. I was on a they were propped actually on top of, first off, two treadmills and a plyo box for one of the feet, because it didn't make it, because the base for the 12-foot ladder is 6 feet from front foot to back foot, and the plyo box was exactly 1 foot, and that was the exact drop that we had. So that's pretty wild. But just going up on this 12-foot ladder and getting out this corn cob light. If you look at it, it has little um like LEDs all the way around, and in strips like rows of corn. And that was stressful. And hearing people in the background, literally, I'm doing it, oh my god, how is this person doing this? If I was up there, I'd be sweating. First off, I was fearing for my life that I fall, I'm cooked. But to hear people in the background saying it didn't help at all. I'm glad I was able to get done. I'm not hurt. I'm unharmed. Um, but yeah, just interesting things that go on in this environment. Dealing with some very nice people, and then of course some financial sticklers. People don't just make a ton of money and keep it without having to be cheap and cutting corners in some fashion. So really dealing with all types of characters, seeing, I've seen very wealthy people, I've seen very famous people that you would recognize on TV, um, and anything in between that, really. Everybody in this area, especially the Hamptons, Sag Harbor, Watermill, a lot of wealth, a lot of popular faces, and I'm just trying to keep going, being me, and then maybe I go somewhere with this, and we'll find out. And if I don't, that's okay. But with that being said, I want to tell you that I believe in you and your ability to do something great. So focus on that vision, forget about the chatter on the sidelines, put your blinders up, and just look straight forward. You got this. And, I still have stuff that I have to go through with my epilepsy. And so I'm not quitting on myself, and I'm not quitting on you. So hopefully you don't quit on yourself, and you don't quit on me, and we can hold each other accountable. If that sounds really good, I am looking forward to getting better every single day and sharing it all with you. So I hope you all stay very happy, healthy, and safe, and have a great rest of your day.